Live from the John Lovitz Comedy Club at City Walk, Universal Studios Hollywood, it's Hollywood Babble-On with your hosts, Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman.
It is Saturday night in Hollywood, so let's babble the fuck on. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
Hey!
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, man. I was on the road. I missed shit, and I really missed shit because I opened up my Twitter account, and people are like, fuck off, Lovett's rules. And
no,
stuff
they
like
don't.
He's
it's
a good
my
co-host.
club.
That's what it is? Do you get to get in a word in edgewise on that
Not
show?
often, no.
I'd imagine.
The only thing I get to say is, stop taking the piss out of me. Would you love it? He
Is that what
beats
he
me
does?
up. Oh, he beats me up. But we have a good time.
I'm a gentle lover.
Yeah.
I kiss your neck and shit like that. Yeah. The good stuff.
He just jams it in, no lube.
Oh, dry as a bone and shit. Yeah. That's the ticket.
That's the dicket. But we're good. Glad to have you back. You gonna stick around for a while?
I am. I'm not going anywhere for a little bit. We start Smodcast Internet Radio on Monday morning. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to be home. I'm not leaving my house, dude. I put a radio station in there, bought a bunch of provisions. I ain't going nowhere.
You're going, it's like you're in a bunker.
Yeah. Going away. I'm ready to talk.
Well, we're glad you're here tonight. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We certainly appreciate it. We had a standing O. I don't know if you noticed or not.
Yeah?
Standing O when we came out here. This gentleman here.
A one-man standing O?
One, yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so.
It's not really a standing O as much as standing alone.
Yes. It's more like just adjusting his pants, I think, actually, is what he was doing.
That was it. He just raised his hands. I was adjusting my dick, but I do respect your work.
Well, that's good news. We gave him a semi.
Yeah, right?
But we do appreciate you folks coming out, so we start off every show by giving shout-outs to folks who came particularly long distances or celebrating special occasions. So I want to start off with Carlos Rangel. Carlos, there you are. What's up, my brother?
Don't jump, dude. He's coming over the rail.
Well, maybe he should jump, because I read here that this is his bachelor party. Yeah, it's all over, Captain.
At least he's got 3 of his closest friends to fuck tonight.
Yes. Me first.
That one dude is just like, here's my chance. All this time I've wanted that dick. Me first!
No, he just knows he doesn't want to go last. That's all. He's the least excited about it. He just wants not to end up with sloppy fourths.
I would take 4th because he'd be all tuckered by that point.
All right.
At that point, he might just be like, jerk me off a little. I'm like, okay. I got off light.
I'm writing you to let you know that me and my buddies will be spending part of my last night out as a bachelor celebrating with you guys at tonight's show, Carlos writes. Really? This is the bachelor party? That's a fucking lame bachelor party.
Totally, man.
But
I'll take out my tits and suck them if you want.
Yeah. Get your singles out. Kevin to stage 1. Kevin to stage 1, everybody.
I didn't
your
say
singles
I'd do
out.
it for money. I'd do it for love.
Okay. As loyal members of the Garmy, me and the guys would appreciate it if you could give me a right proper send-off by asking the lovely ladies of the club, as Sean Connery, for a 22-boob salute. I don't think any of the ladies are going to be whipping them out for you tonight, fellas. I'm sorry.
I'll help.
Kevin will. All right, I'll ask, though. Sean will ask for you. I'm disgusted that you would ask women to raise their shirts and show you their boobs. As anyone knows, you just rip their fucking shirts off if you want to see their tits. And if they complain, you rip their tits off. Bitches.
Why is he so hateful?
I don't know. He's gotten grumpy in his old age. Ralph and Kevin, my name is Mo Shawnette. Is Mo here tonight? Where's Mo? Hey, Mo, what's up? Decided to do something special with my friends from Seattle. You came all the way from Seattle? Wow.
What does Mo stand for? Morgan. So it's Mo Shawnette. Right on, man. A name like that, you either better cure cancer or become a stripper, man. That name says something, you know?
Yeah. Or an NBA player. Mo Shawnette.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Just never be less, Shawnette.
By the time you read this email, We will have driven roughly 20 hours to see the show. You're gonna nod off halfway through, Mo. I'd get a kick out of it if Ralph would read the lyrics to Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads as Sean Connery. Well, Sean's got a lot of work tonight, doesn't he?
This is awesome. This is esoteric, man. I like this. Well thought out, Mo.
It's an odd choice, Mo,
like that.
But he included the lyrics, so here we go.
Okay.
I can't seem to face up to facts. I'm tense and nervous, and I can't relax. I can't sleep because my bed's on fire. Don't touch me. I'm a real live wire. Psycho Killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Better run away. There you go, Mo. That's for you.
Ralph and Kevin. That's a thinking man's bit right there.
Well, put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, I like
only
it.
had 20 hours on the road to come up with something. So. Let's have Sean Connery read something. Vacation by the Go-Go's? No, that's not it. Ralph, could you please give a shout out to me and my son? This is Jody and Isaac writing this. Yeah. Guys here from Michigan.
Hey.
Or Michigan, as he says.
Hey.
Yeah. Could you give my wife back home a Mother's Day greeting in the voice of Harrison Ford? She would appreciate it. What, because you left her home alone on Mother's Day?
Happy Mother's Day.
Hardly seems like satisfaction, but I'm sure the Michigan front of the Army is strong. Thanks for the funnies, Jody and Isaac. Thank you guys for coming out. This is to your wife back in Mason, Michigan. I don't really want to tell you. You did a great job raising our son. I think Mother's Day and flowers and breakfast in bed and waffles. There you go. That's from Harrison Ford. Paul Shantz in the audience. Paul, hey Paul, how are you? For his 40th birthday, his wife Lisa got tickets to the show and a hotel room at the Universal Hilton.
Oh, yes. Time for a Hollywood threesome.
You're always trying to include yourself.
You don't have to touch me. I just want to watch.
He says, this is literally the very first time in over 10 years we've been away from our kids overnight. So this is a big deal for us.
Anal.
Where's Lisa? Where's your wife, Lisa? Yeah, she's the one shaking her head no.
I meant you're going to pork him, hon. Hit him hard.
I'd be eternally grateful if you tell Lisa how beautiful and awesome she is in Ed Wynn's voice.
This'll do it.
P.S. Tell Kev I actually liked Jersey Girl.
Oh, this dude's a genius.
Sorry, I can't do that. Oh my goodness, Lisa. Look at you. You've never looked more lovely in your hoodie. About 18 pina coladas in. Oh my goodness. You look drunk enough like you're up for anything, don't you know? Time to get that sphincter yodeling. Yodel-a-hee-hoo. Oh my goodness. You won't be walking straight for a week. Once Paul's done with you. At the Hilton, don't you know? I've been there. Run the black light over the spread before you lay down.
Say, Shantz, take off your pants.
Tonight you'll be saying, Shantz, take off your pants. Renee's here from London via Melbourne, Australia. Where's Renee? Fuck you, Renee. You're not here. What?
She's right here.
Well, make some noise, Renee. Renee?
Not here.
Renee sent us some photos. She and her boyfriend Chris were at the Prince Charles Cinema in London recently, and they went into your stall.
Right on, man.
Well, Chris did. They sent us some photos of all the pictures and stuff that are hanging in the Kevin Smith stall.
We're going to look at them?
We're not going to look at them, no. Because Chris decided to include his cock in one of the pictures. It's him standing over the toilet with his cock out. And I realized I didn't really want to see that.
I don't know. We've seen like a lot of. We've seen Anne Heche's asshole.
Yeah,
here.
that's
Why
where I
can't
draw
we
the
see-
line. I don't want to
Really?
see Chris's cock. Until it's in a movie.
All right.
Yeah, he may be in a movie with his cock out. I don't know. But thanks for coming all that way, Renee. We appreciate it.
Thanks for taking your dick out. I respect that.
Nate and Tim, you guys here tonight from Texas? These guys drove all the way from Texas, straight from Texas, 24 hours from Texas here to Universal to see tonight's show.
Yeehaw,
Thank you
gentlemen.
guys.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. Saw Red State down in Austin, he says, and I
Thank you, man. Right on.
just wanted to see if Rob was as intimidating a person as he was in the film. See, I am.
Intimidate him with your Ed Wynn voice.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna be wrapping people in cellophane tonight. It's nothing if you haven't seen the movie, but in October you'll be laughing your asses off. Trust me.
Spoilers.
More Sean Connery. Nope, sorry, can't do any more Sean Connery. This is a good one. This is for Nate and Sarah and Jessica and Mark. Wow,
Right
up
on,
front.
man.
Yeah.
Couples night.
It is couples night. My wife and I are attending our first live Hollywood Babble-On show to celebrate my wife Sarah's 28th birthday.
Welcome.
My wife and I would love the show, and you would do me a solid if you could wish her a happy birthday in your Truman Capote voice. I don't know if I have a Truman Capote voice.
This is the most important part.
So I can have a shot at some butt sex.
Yeah!
Yes, okay. You know it's an all-anal policy here at the Hollywood Babble-On. Also, her best friend Jessica and her boyfriend Mark will be joining us if Kevin can use his awesome phone sex voice to get Mark and Jessica in the right mood to finally show each other their O faces and ride the boner roller coaster together.
These two dudes want to fuck each other?
No. They want you to get Mark and Jessica in the mood to fuck each other. Have Mark and Jessica not fucked yet? Well, it's about time, you two.
Is this really? You guys haven't fooled around yet? Why don't you come
Really?
up here and kiss in front of everybody?
Yeah.
Have you guys never kissed before?
They probably.
Oh, come up here and kiss for everybody, man. I'll jerk off slow. Come on up, man, and kiss for the first time. You'll be our first. They're doing it right there.
Right.
Oh! Oh! That's the first time?
No, they just haven't
What
ridden.
the fuck are we so happy about?
Because they
I
haven't.
thought that was the first time.
No, they haven't ridden the bone roller coaster together yet.
Oh, you haven't fucked yet? Oh, come up here and fuck for the first time. Oh!
You're supposed to use your phone sex voice to get him in the mood.
That was my phone sex voice. What is my phone sex? Just like, hey, man. Is that the voice? You're the only one excited, dude. He's like, that's the one. Hold on. Oh. Do it, man. Do it. Why don't you guys come up here and kiss? Come up here and make out. Let's see. Let me eat her ass.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Sorry, go ahead. You supposed to do Truman Capote.
Yes, as for shots and butt sex. Oh my goodness. You two haven't had anal sex yet? I recommend it highly. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's not sex, that's just pooping.
That sounds like Jerry Lewis, dude. You're Truman Capote and you're Jerry Lewis. Very similar. Go ahead, do Jerry Lewis. First do Truman Capote.
My name is Truman Capote. I wrote a novel called In Cold Blood.
Okay, now do Jerry
After anal
Lewis.
sex, it's in... it's in poopy blood.
Oh. All right, now do Jerry Lewis.
Which you want? You want the serious Jerry Lewis? You want telethon Jerry Lewis?
It's the same
Oh, you
fucking
want
dude.
crazy? Well, hi, Jerry Lewis with the lady. It's not the same thing at all. You couldn't be more right, Truman Capote. Thank you, Jerry Lewis. All right, time for emails. As always, let's hear the email song. James, hit it.
Ain't no drag.
Garmin's got an email back.
Featuring Kevin's reactions.
You can send us emails at HBO.
I met that dude's sister. I was on the road. Where was I? Chicago. And she came up to me and she's like, my brother wrote the song for the email. I'm like, what? And she's like, Babble-On email song. I was like, where they say my name? She goes, yeah, he said to say hi. So,
Doug
hello.
Smith is that guy's name.
Yeah,
Doug
yeah, yeah. I
Smith,
met
yeah.
his sister. She was cute.
Yeah. You can email us at hbopodcasts@aol.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at Ralph Garman or at @ThatKevinSmith. This comes from Morgan Rangel in Aurora, Colorado. Guys, I work in a candy store in a mall in Aurora, Colorado. They asked me if I could work on a sign for the store's front window that would be fun for the kids. I couldn't think of what would be silly and fun for kids to make them want to come in and buy candy. Then one of the greatest songs popped into my head, Anne Heche's Butthole, the kiddie version. Now, being a kid's candy store, I couldn't have a butthole, but what I decided to do is have a winking brown eye. So here's a photo of the sign he put in the front window of his candy store. It says, "Let's all go inside," with a winking brown eye. I hope this beacon of butthole will help me find listeners as well as paying customers here in Aurora. So thank you, Morgan, for putting that in the window, and I hope the authorities come by to visit you soon. You're luring children into a candy store with butthole jokes. I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. Hey, Ralph and Kev, this email begins, this is John from Australia. After listening to John Lovitz on his second HBO appearance, I couldn't help but feel that he reminded me of someone from my childhood. Then it hit me. Skeletor, the arch nemesis of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Don't believe me? Well, I sent some video along to confirm it. Here's some video.
Silence, you furry fool! I've had it with your whining and bumbling. Go, and don't let me see your mangy hide around here again. You furry, flea-bitten fool! I'll cover my throne with your hide!
Yeah, it is a little Lovitz-esque. He says, could you do me a big favor and do an old-fashioned curse you, He-Man, in Lovitz's voice? Curse you, He-Man. This one comes from Roxanne. When I heard that Ralph hates country music, we covered this a couple weeks ago, I thought I'd make this bumper sticker up for him so he can tell the world. This is the bumper sticker she made up for me. It's I hate, and then cunt, picture of Chelsea Handler, tree, and then music on the other end of it. See, it's a rebus.
I see.
It's a rebus.
Even if you can't read, you know your intent.
That's right. This one comes from Dustin in Ohio. I have a request that may be unprecedented. I was wondering if you could do me a favor on my wife's behalf and ask me to give up the ass. That's right, she wants to peg me.
That's interesting to me.
Why are you celebrating over here?
I don't know. I think it's fair. We're always talking about ladies having butt sex, and I think it's nice that old Dustin from Ohio is ready to be the dude who's like, I'll take it for all of womankind. He's like a fucking anal sex Jesus. Giving it up for the rest of us, man. So that we all might enter the kingdom of God.
Yeah. That's a religion I may not want to join. Pegging Jesus. I feel like Ed Wynn assuring me that it would be okay would give me comfort while being plowed by a chick. I think we've done enough Ed Wynn for tonight, though.
Give him a shout out. He's giving up his ass.
Oh my goodness, Dustin! One suggestion. I'd use lots of lubricant because a torn asshole is a gift that lasts forever. I don't even know what that means. We began with Anne Heche's Butthole. Let's close with it. This came from Tom Obarski. He says, I thought you guys would get a kick out of an actual animated kid show opening for Anne Heche's Butthole. So I put together the Anne Heche's Butthole cartoon and threw it up on YouTube. You can check it out yourself if you want. Anne Heche's Butthole cartoon opening. If you go for that on YouTube, you'll find it. I'm an editor, and I figured I'd piece something together for you guys to enjoy. Stay Garmy strong. This is Tom's actual animated opening for the fictional kid show Anne Heche's Butthole.
Anne Heche's Butthole, Anne Heche's Butthole, Anne Heche's Butthole. Let's all go inside. Let's all go inside.
Tom wants you to know that's actual footage of a colonoscopy in the center of the opening there, so we all did go inside.
I appreciated the psycho sting.
Yes, I did too. Let's take a look at the headlines. As always, we start off with Tinseltown Stiffs. Got a lot of requests to bring back the evil Tinseltown Stiff song for this particular stiff, so I thought we'd start off with that. James?
Now another edition of
Tinseltown Stiffs.
Who's next?
Yeah, Osama bin Laden apparently this week was taken out. I didn't read a lot about it, so I'm not sure the details, but I think he was killed by a bionic dog with titanium teeth.
That was the most amazing part of the story. Turned out to be wrong, but that was an amazing part of the
That's
story.
the only part I read. I thought a dog had titanium teeth.
They did, well, yes and no. Apparently when their teeth go bad, they can replace them with titanium, but not. The way they made the story sound the first time is like, we've taken dogs, taken their teeth out, put in razor titanium mouths, and let them go fucking attack terrorists. We were like, this is the fucking future, man. This is like fucking T3.
I was excited.
Yeah,
I
not
thought it was
true
like a
at all.
robot dog or something.
Absolutely. I was so into that. I was just like, oh my God, I'll die at the fucking mouth of a robotic metal mouth-eating dog. That'd be something to tell your kids about, which you wouldn't if you were dead.
Because you were dead.
So, yeah. It was exciting, and then it turns out, no. It turns out once or twice, if they lose a tooth, they'll replace it with a titanium replacement. But the initial report said that they had these jaws of steel that were used to bite through, like, armor or something like
right.
that. Not true whatsoever.
Oh,
I know,
fuck.
Bummer.
Oh, I'm not nearly as excited about the horrible terrorists getting killed.
I know.
All right, let's talk about some nice people who also passed away this week. This is the good Tinseltown Sticks.
And now another edition of
Tinseltown Sticks.
They Will Be Missed.
They will be missed. Yvette Vickers will be missed. She was a former Playboy playmate. Yeah, 82 years old. She was also an actress. She co-starred in Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. She played the slutty whore that steals away the husband of the 50-foot woman. Gets that 50-foot woman all kinds of pissed off.
Totally. Well, apparently the 50-foot woman had her revenge.
Apparently, years later. Turns out she was found in her home near Los Angeles. She was found by a neighbor, another actress named Susan Savage, who seemed to notice that the letters in Yvette Vickers' mailbox had gone unopened for some time. The letters had started to yellow, she said. There were cobwebs in the mailbox. Turns out that 82-year-old actress Yvette Vickers had been dead for over a year. Ugh. She was in a room with a space heater on, had been on for a year, and her remains had become mummified.
That's so Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Could you imagine? This is so sad. She had nobody? Nobody checked in on her?
Nobody knew for a year.
Let's make a pact that this will never happen to us.
All right, absolutely. I'll check on you if I don't hear from you in like a year.
Totally.
I'll check in on you.
Totally.
She said, the woman who found her said her remains were unrecognizable. Yeah.
Then how do they know there were remains?
Because she had titanium teeth.
Taking on fucking terrorists left and right.
Yes. This is a photo of Ms. Vickers in her prime in Playboy in 1959. Yeah, wow. That's what I'm talking about. Playmates should never die. That's what I think. We should find some sort of way to keep them alive forever.
Do you have the after picture by any chance?
No, I don't. I decided not to include the mummified remains picture.
Oh, that's so sad. Was nobody claimed her even after her death? No relative came out
No
of the
relatives,
woodwork?
no friends. Just a home that apparently was in disarray. She lived in Benedict Canyon, you know, up in the hills, and it was all broken down, and the windows were broken, so she was living in squalor pretty much. That's kind of sad. Good times. All right.
Yeah,
welcome
really.
to the comedy show.
Welcome to the comedy show. You're going to die one day. Just like this stripper. Oh, she wasn't a stripper. Just like this playmate.
I don't know if you're a Star Trek fan or not, but I was, and I was sad to hear the passing of William Campbell, who was a big deal in the Star Trek, the original series canon. He played two big roles on the original series. He played a character named Trelane, one of the villains in the first season of Star Trek, in an episode called The Squire of Gothos, and then, more importantly, he played Captain Koloth in the Trouble with Tribbles episode. Yeah, he was a smarmy Klingon. This is before they had the fucking herpes on their forehead or whatever they got going now. He was the smooth-browed Klingon. Right. Here's a little clip of William Campbell.
I expect you to assume full responsibility for the persecution of Klingon nationals in this quadrant. An apology. Yes, you've harassed my men. You've treated them like criminals. You've been most uncourteous, Captain Kirk. Now, if you wish to avoid diplomatic incident...
No, Kirk, you can't let him. That will give them the wedge they need to claim Sherman's planet.
I believe that more than the word of an aggrieved Klingon commander would be necessary for that, Mr. Ferris.
Oh, William Campbell. He will be missed. He was He reprised the role in Deep Space Nine. He came back and put on the bumpy head and came back as a Klingon. But he's been working for 50 years in a bunch of different shows. So
when did they do the changeover from like normal looking Klingon
Next
to...
Generation? That's when
That's the first time it
Worf
happened?
had that brow.
No, because wasn't in Star Trek.
Oh, the movies. Yeah, I thought you meant the TV.
That's where it happened, though. The first time we saw Klingons with weirdness was in the movies.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything?
No one has ever addressed that, really.
It's so fucked up. Like, I'm looking at that going, that's not a Klingon. But that apparently is a Klingon. And they just, one day, they were like, yeah, man, we're going to change it all. Klingons look fucked up.
Suck it up.
So strange.
Yeah. He seemed a little fey to me, that Klingon. A little light in the loafers. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. He seemed
Really?
a little... Captain Kirk, you're just treating us horribly. Not quite as intimidating as a Klingon should be.
Nah, we could either fight or I could suck your dick.
That's right. I choose the cocksucking.
I'm an evil cocksucker from outer space. Because they were from outer space, right?
They were, yes. Everyone was. Star Trek. A lot of spaceships flying around. Yeah. Set phaser form. Jizz. Sada Thompson passed away this week. 83 years old.
Bummer. She's a good actress.
She was the mom on Family. Remember Family?
Yeah.
With Christy McNichol?
Yeah. That was one of those shows like nobody watched. Very respected. Nobody really watched it.
Yeah, exactly. Not big ratings, but it was on for 4
Critics
years.
loved it, yeah.
She was nominated for 4... Excuse me, let me make sure I'm right here. 4 Emmys. Yeah, 4 Emmys, and she finally won one in 78. So,
look at you, man. The lone set of applause, like, yay for the Emmy.
Somebody's not at the funeral because they're here.
Excellence in television.
She was a big stage star, too, in New York also. That's where she came from. And this one's the one that really stung me this week. Jackie Cooper, former child star, and, of course, Perry White from the 4 Superman movies with Christopher Reeve.
Why did it stun you? Because you thought he died years ago?
No.
That's what stunned me. People are like, Jackie Cooper's dead. I'm like, yeah, he's been dead for like 10 years, right? Like, no.
No, because he was one of those guys that I always looked up to because of the length and breadth of his career. This guy did it all.
I thought you were going to say the length and breadth of his cock.
I knew that's what you were going to think. The minute the words came out of my mouth, I knew you were thinking cock. Now, this guy, let me tell you a little something. This is why I'm glad we do this segment.
Yes.
It's not funny, don't get me wrong. It's kind of depressing, but it's kind of cool to look back on some of these lives.
I agree.
And Jackie Cooper started off as a child star. He was in The Little Rascals, the Our Gang comedies, when he was a little kid. Then he went on to do feature films in the 30s. He was nominated for an Oscar, a Best Actor Oscar, at the age of 9. To this day, he's still the youngest nominee ever for a Best Actor Oscar.
Right on.
Went on to be a teen actor. Did that movie The Champ with Wallace Beery about the boxer? Remember that? The original?
The one they remade with Ricky Schroeder years later.
Treasure Island, he was in that. He did a bunch of TV in the 50s. Then in the 60s, he became a TV executive.
He ran television?
He ran television for Columbia Pictures Television.
That's kind of wicked.
Responsible for getting shows like Bewitched on the air. Then in the 70s, he started directing television, won 2 Emmys for episodes of MASH and The White Shadow that he directed. Then he got back into acting and became Perry White in the Superman movies.
Oh, man, this dude makes me feel like a slacker.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I like that. I like that he switched careers a couple times.
As a tribute, here's a little piece of him playing Perry White in Superman.
Look, Clark Kent may seem like just a mild-mannered reporter, but listen, not only does he know how to treat his editor-in-chief with the proper respect, not only does he have a snappy, punchy prose style, but he is, in my 40 years in this business, the fastest typist I've ever seen.
Jackie Cooper.
He will be missed.
Phil, we just did the memoriam segment at the Emmys.
What do you mean?
You know, when they run those clips and everybody, you know, is very silent until the end and they applaud?
Yeah.
Somebody comes out and sings a sad song.
You felt like that? Yeah, they're just like, smile when motherfuckers have died.
New releases this week. As we all knew she would, Jodie Foster directed a movie called The Beaver. She finally got around to it. Comes out this weekend in limited release. Mel Gibson plays a troubled executive who adopts a hand puppet as his only way of communicating with his friends and family. Then he proceeds to beat the shit out of them with a beaver puppet on his hand.
I feel like this was a gimmick that I've seen in that movie, and I think we've talked about it before. I think it was called Sydney White. The movie with the Amanda chick from the Amanda Show on Nickelodeon. What's her name? Amanda
Bynes. Yeah.
She was in this movie called Sydney White, which I think it was called Sydney White. It was a Snow White knockoff.
Oh, right.
And she lived with some dudes on a campus, and one of the dudes, this was the whole fucking movie. He couldn't deal with people, so he talked through a puppet. So then I read this description. I was like, they stole this from an Amanda Bynes movie?
Jodie Foster's a big Amanda Bynes fan. Think it through before you shout it out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. Just think it through before you shout it out.
I was
You went out with the sister. The sister's fucking bitch. Jumping the Broom opens this weekend. The story of two African-American families, one from uptown, one from downtown. Oh, they sure mismatched, these two families. I bet there's chaos at the wedding.
I got one of my favorite tweets of all time. I think it was on Friday. Somebody wrote, random, out of nowhere, how stoked are you for jumping the broom? That made me laugh for 5 minutes.
Somewhere Tyler Perry's banging his head against the wall saying, fuck, why didn't I think of this?
Yeah, no doubt.
Can't Medea stop by the wedding? Say words wrong and shit. Something Borrowed also opens this weekend. Jennifer Goodwin, Kate Hudson play two best friends in love with the same guy. Oh, I bet they learn important lessons about life and love. By the end of it.
This is opening today?
Yeah, it sure is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just saw a poster for this in the Beverly Center, but I had no awareness of this movie whatsoever. But the one under it...
I was going to say, Something Borrowed refers to the plot.
Yeah.
I think that's where the title comes from.
Well done.
Yes. And Thor opens this weekend.
You've seen it.
I went to the premiere.
Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
What? How come you didn't be like, hey, you want to go?
You were out of town.
Oh, okay.
You were first on my list.
Did you get hammered?
Why, you Iota. Yeah, I went to the premiere, which was worth it just to see Kat Dennings' tits.
They went as well?
They went attached to her.
Wow.
But she showed up in a dress that was just all... She was just struggling under the weight of them.
Let me ask you this. Was it one of those big premieres, or was it more low-key? Low-key, dude.
Low-key.
Yeah. When I got no reaction to that joke the first time, I felt really Thor. Tell us about the movie, dude. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go tomorrow.
As guarded as I am, I'm surprised I didn't see that joke coming.
Love it.
It's great. I saw the film. It's amazing. It is maybe my second or third favorite comic book movie of all time.
Get out of here.
It's that strong. Yeah, great cast. This Chris Hemsworth, he's a fucking movie star, this guy.
Right?
Yeah, he's great as Thor. And I saw him in person.
Does he speak like verily and shit like that?
Not so much. A little bit of that, but they toned it down, which I think is a good idea, because he would have sounded like an asshole. You know, it reads good in the comics, I think,
Right.
but you heard somebody walking around New Mexico saying, "Verily, I want to goeth to Denny's and have the Grand Slam breakfast upon ye morning, sir." That would sound rough.
You're right. That's right. You shouldn't be talking about no moons over my hammy in a Thor movie.
No. He's 6'5", this kid, and just huge. And it's just,
That was Kirk's dad in the Star Trek remake.
Yeah, but he's put like 40 pounds of muscle on, and it moved a little bit, I'm telling you, as I watched.
He's that sexy.
He's that sexy.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife noticed him too. She's like, "Who is this Thor person?" And I was like, "Oh, from the comics. He wears the helmet." She goes, "No, the one who plays him." I said, "I'll just leave the room."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I heard, "Nya, nya, 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 nya."
She's singing the Friday song? It's Friday. Anthony Hopkins is Odin, the old father.
Yes.
Oh, great stuff. All the Asgard stuff plays like Shakespeare because he's British and Chris Hemsworth is
And what is
Australian.
Asgard? Don't spoil it. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. Is Asgard Norse mythology Asgard, or are they like, we're aliens from outer space Asgard?
Yes. Fuck.
You don't got to clarify?
So all the above. Well, they were the protectors of the 9 realms.
Yes.
And Earth being one of those, back in the olden times, they protect Earth from the frost giants.
Right.
And the Norse...
Did you hear the chick go, oh. I
Geek
might
chick.
watch this gayness.
Geek chick. So they were there when the Norse roamed the earth.
Yes.
And so they were so powerful because they were aliens that the Norse thought of them as gods. The story was handed down as they were gods.
Oh.
But then they left because their job there was done. So
Right.
they left and just lived on in mythology. So in essence, they were gods to the Norse, but in reality, they were aliens. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See,
All right, so they
it
have their
plays
cake
on
and eat it both.
ends.
Does he wear the helmet?
He does wear the helmet.
lot?
Not a lot. Not a lot. No. Mostly just for, the royal wedding and stuff. When he dresses up, he puts a nice hat on
Totally.
and goes to see William and Kate tie the knot.
How is Loki?
Loki's good. I don't
In it
know
a lot
that
or
actor.
not a lot?
Oh, he's in a ton. Yeah.
Really?
He's the main
And is
bad
he
dude.
a bad guy from the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Well, not really. He kind of they sucker you in. He's like Thor's brother, and I love you, brother, and
Right.
yeah.
But why does he change? Because brother touched him in the shower? or
Yeah,
something?
exactly. Yeah. Apparently heard the bunk beds going. He knew Thor was waxing the hammer above him and didn't care for it.
I hate you, Thor.
Natalie Portman plays Jane Foster in
How's
this.
she?
She's great in it. Well, she's
Yeah.
always good.
Okay.
Kat Dennings plays the sexy, funny little sidekick. To
And you saw her boobs in the movie?
No.
Just
but
at the premiere?
At the premiere, in the red carpet. Yeah. Yeah, the red
Did you
carpet.
talk to him by any chance?
I did.
Interview the boobs?
I said, hello, left. Hello, right. How are you tonight? Anthony Hopkins, by the way, was at the premiere. Anyway,
How is she in the movie, Kat Dennings? by the
very,
way?
very cute.
Is she?
That's her job.
I've seen a lot of
Cute and
like
sexy.
punchlines with her, a lot of clips from the movie where
She's the
always,
comic relief.
Yeah, being a little saucy or something like
Yeah.
that.
But Anthony Hopkins is amazing in the film. But in real life, he went to the line there wherever he was at the premiere where all the fans had lined up behind the barricades and must have stood there for a half an hour, 45 minutes, signing autographs and shaking hands. And
Really?
Stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool
I
to
like
see.
that.
A guy
That's
of that
good.
caliber being that cool to the crowd. So
He was probably out there going like, hi, thanks. You got any weed?
No, he wasn't. Why do you have to ruin everything, man?
That's what I do it. Hey, man, how are you? Got a joint. I don't want to be here.
Hollywood headlines, Lindsay Lohan started her 480 hours of community service this week at the Downtown Women's Center. And here's how she was dressed on her first day. I've got a little picture of her. She went in short shorts and braless in a black tank top to the Downtown Women's Center.
Well, it is a women's center.
Yeah, well, she's looking for a date. I think that's why she's dressing that way. Good to see she's got Coke in her hands. People were saying she was dressed inappropriately for, community service work at a women's center, that she should have been dressed more conservatively and not had her nipples
come on,
hanging
get
out.
off her dick.
She's got a dick?
I think. Why? Like, why are people busting her balls about what she's fucking wearing to do community service? It's like, she's doing her time. Get off her balls.
Well, I think it's defensible because usually service for Lindsay Lohan means taking care of 3 dudes for an 8-ball on a pool table in the back of the Chateau Marmont. So she was dressed for service, she thought, and it turned out to be a different kind of service. So she was confused. A lot of celebrity births this week. Bryan Adams, remember him? Bryan Adams?
Cuts like a knife. That Bryan Adams?
Everything I do it for you.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. For a while there, he had a song in like every movie that came out.
And he had the 3
Have you
Musketeers.
ever really loved a woman? Don Juan DeMarco.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm singing. The summer of '69.
Yeah. It's a song about eating ass.
No, it's not.
If I remember the lyrics correctly. Man, her shit was a little stinky at the 5 and dime.
When you think 69, do you go right to the ass? Do you just bypass the pussy completely?
Yeah, that's useless. I'm kidding. I'm just an ass man.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I know where my bread's buttered. Bryan Adams, what about him, man?
51 years old. I'm sorry I got wrapped up in your ass talk for a minute. At 51 years old, he's a first-time dad. At 51.
He's never had a kid before.
Never had a kid before, no.
Wow.
Apparently, the mother is his personal assistant, Alicia. She's assisting his gonads, apparently. But The baby is named, the baby was born on April the 22nd. Mirabella Bunny is her middle name. Bunny.
That's cute.
No,
man.
it's not. It's fucked up.
Really?
I got a whole list of fucked up celebrity names here I'd like to go through. A lot of births this week.
Okay.
Antonio Sabato Jr. Remember him?
No.
I don't either. But he was a heartthrob for a minute, I guess in the 80s or 90s or something. What was he on, the Melrose Place or something, this Antonio Sabato Jr.? Soap opera, something? What happened? Underwear ads. There you go. Apparently a good-looking fella. He and his wife, Cheryl.
The girl who yelled out is the one that hasn't fucked that guy.
No.
I got interested in their story again when she was like, underwear ads. I was like, hey, what's going on over there? Because her hand's like right on his leg. And
Apparently she's too busy taking care of herself to pictures of guys in underwear ads. And not enough real man in her life. Too much fantasy.
Dude, you need to shift your chair a little bit. And then that hand just moves.
Yeah, there we go. Antonio and his wife Cheryl had a baby boy over the weekend. This is his name. Antonio, that's Antonio's name. Gave him his
Okay,
name.
fair enough.
This is his middle name. Kamakana Aloha Mai Kalani. Harvey Sabato III. Antonio Kamakana Aloha Mai Kalani Harvey Sabato III. Antonio says the Hawaiian middle name means a beloved gift from the heavens. I looked it up, and actually it is Hawaiian for getting your ass kicked every lunchtime in the schoolyard. Got two other kids.
That's a mouthful, man.
Yeah. That's fucked up, right?
Yeah. It is. I mean, I should never judge other kids'
But Kamakana Aloha Mai Kalani.
Shit, but that is a fucking mouthful,
Yeah.
man.
He's going to get a mouthful on the schoolyard, that's for sure. Speaking of which, Jay Moore and his wife, Nikki Cox, brought home a brand new baby boy this week. Baby boy named Meredith Moore. Meredith Daniel Moore is his name.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was going to say, wasn't John Wayne's name Meredith, but it was Marion.
Marion Morrison, yeah. I don't know any man named Meredith.
Right.
Burgess Meredith, but that was a last name.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
A penguin.
So he's going to have to get real tough real quick.
What would a nickname be? Well, obviously, Meredith Daniel Moore, they probably could call him Danny.
If that's the case, why don't they call him Daniel Meredith Moore then? Bury the bullshit. Like
I'm sure they
like
appreciate you
Kamakana Loa
referring
Malakalani.
to their kid as bullshit and whatnot.
And the king and queen of bullshit fucked up names for your kids, Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon, revealed their baby names this week. They had twins last weekend. The son is named Moroccan Cannon. Moroccan Scott Cannon. Apparently, the top room in Mariah's multi-level New York City apartment is called the Moroccan Room. And they love that room so much, they named their son Moroccan.
I wonder where that kid was conceived.
Well, apparently Nick did propose to his wife in the Moroccan Room, so that room has a lot of meaning for them.
If I named my kid after the room she was conceived, it'd be called Bathroom Toilet. Meet my daughter, Bathroom Toilet Smith. We expect great things from her.
Yeah. Moroccan. This reminds me of Morocco Mole. Remember his Secret Squirrel cartoon?
Morocco Mole, man.
Morocco, let's go.
Gee, Secret, we must be very careful. They're trying to kill us, Secret.
Yes, that's excellent, man. I used to have the record of that. That was good. Do it again.
Secret, we must go. They're trying to kill us. We have to be very careful, Secret.
Dude, you could do anything, Ralph. You're magical. That was great.
Well, Peter Lorre, basically.
Yeah,
Peter Lorre
essentially,
from
yeah.
the Casablanca film.
Rick, you must hide me, Rick.
Yeah.
They're trying to get me, Rick.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. That's great. I gave you your compliment. Back the fuck off.
No, say more good things about my impressions.
Tell me I'm good. The Moroccan, the name for the kid, they're saying the nickname is Rock.
Rock.
They just had this kid, correct?
Yes.
How the fuck do you know the nickname that quickly?
Because they knew it was bullshit, so they built it in.
Yeah, it's anticipation, man. I don't like that.
The daughter
nickname is something that naturally occurs. How do they know it ain't going to be Maury?
Or moron.
Or moron, yeah.
The daughter's name is Monroe. Because Mariah has always had a fascination
My
with
man up there is like, what? As if that was the weird name.
So Moroccan and Monroe. Apparently Mariah's always had a fascination with Marilyn Monroe. And so she's calling her Monroe Cannon. Now Monroe doesn't have a middle name because Mariah herself does not have a middle name.
She's one of those NMN people. On the birth certificate it would say Mariah NMN Carey. Or whatever
no middle names, that stands for?
Scott Mosier is one of those. My friend Scott Mosier had. Well, no, actually, it was going to be NMN, and then his dad said, that's too many letters. Just put A. And they were, what'd the A stand for? And he said, nothing. And that was it.
So his middle name is A.
Yeah. Scott, comma, A. Mosier.
Mariah said she doesn't have a middle name, so she didn't want her daughter to have one either. So I guess just pass along all your bullshit traits to your kids. Maybe she would like to have a middle name. Maybe her daughter's different. Maybe the daughter would like a middle name and the ability to say no at a buffet. Maybe she would like to share some traits that her mother doesn't have.
Why? Is she heavy?
Oh, yeah.
Is she really?
Oh, even before she was pregnant, she was fat.
Really?
Yeah.
She always occurs to me as like, I thought it was all about her appearance and stuff.
No.
Really?
No, she's all about fried chicken and stuff.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, they some of her videos, they had to digitally alter her weight. They had to stretch her out in her videos to make her look thinner.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true.
That fried chicken line was really funny, man. I was chuckling about it.
Thank you, I appreciate it. She really likes fried chicken.
Sorry, ladies. Henry Cavill, the new Superman, he's engaged to his girlfriend, Ellen Whitaker. Yeah, they got engaged this week. What the fuck's he thinking, by the way? He's going to be Superman.
Right.
He could get all the pussy in the world. He's going to be a big-time movie star. He could lay anybody he wants. He's going to get engaged now.
Now, right before he takes the plunge.
You don't get engaged now. You get engaged when they kick you out of Superman for having a drug problem or something, and you're on the downside. You need a woman to take care of you.
Yes.
You're on the upswing now. Bitter? No,
sounds like you
not
got
me.
a plan,
No,
dude.
not at all. You get married when you're Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah.
Like the lead name of my next story.
He used to be on Falcon Crest when I was a kid.
I was wondering how we knew his name.
Falcon Crest. It was like a nighttime soap along the lines of like a Knots Landing or a Dallas.
I remember him as the jock in Grease that Olivia Newton-John goes out with to make Danny Zuko jealous.
He's in that?
Yeah, he plays the mute jock. I don't think he has any lines in that movie.
Wow.
He's like the Caleb of Grease.
That's right.
Yeah. He is 53. His new bride is 24. This is his 5th marriage. He's got 6 kids from 4 previous wives. His
Renegade, that's it. He was also the Renegade.
Oh, he was Renegade. I forgot he was Renegade.
Yeah, syndicated show.
He would drive a motorcycle.
Yeah.
With his hair flowing in the wind.
Yeah, rebelling against everything.
That's how you knew he was a renegade. He didn't use a scrunchie, man. He had his own fucking rules. He would just let that hair go.
Wasn't his dad like Fernando?
Fernando Lamas, that's right, my friend.
Yeah, the one Billy Crystal did.
You're looking marvelous, my friend.
Yeah.
He's got 6 kids from 4 previous wives. His oldest daughter, Shane, is older than his new wife.
Love is strange.
I want to be there for Thanksgiving. I want to see that. Charlie Sheen's single, ladies. He's officially single. The divorce came through this week.
All the single ladies, run.
They have released the details of the divorce agreement with Brooke Mueller. Apparently, she gets $55,000 a month in child support.
Is that? I don't know. Is that? Well, considering how much he has, is that a lot?
Well, he has less and less every day. I know that much.
That's true.
And the deal was that he couldn't give her any less than he gives Denise Richards for his other kids. That was the agreement. So that's why he has to give her $55,000 a month, which means he's giving Denise Richards $55,000 a month. That's, carry the one, $110,000 a month in child support he's paying.
That's a nut to carry, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you're blowing most of it on fucking cocaine.
That's right. He gave her a one-time payment of $757,000 and $1 million for her share in their home that they have together.
What do you mean a one-time payment?
That's like her payout. That's her settlement in terms of the spousal support. She gets.
But he still has to do the $55,000.
He does the child support until they're 18.
So how long were they together?
I don't think it says here.
But not very long, right?
Couple
like
years.
5 years or
Yeah.
something like that. And she gets how much for that? $750,000.
$757,000
And $1 million
and
for
$1 million. So
essentially she gets-
$1.7 million. Would you fuck Charlie Sheen for a couple years for that money?
No.
Yeah. He would.
That's the dude who's getting married.
Well, Charlie could be looking soon, so I'll pass along your phone number, sir. And as we look at prenups and true love, this story came out this week, and I thought, this is love. It turns out that when Guy Ritchie married Madonna, she was deep into the Kabbalah stuff, which is a sect of Judaism, but it also involves magic.
Yeah. Numbers and magic.
Yeah.
Numerology in some ways, but yeah, it's mysticism.
Yeah,
and
you
shit
pull
like
rabbits out of a yarmulke or something, apparently, in this religion. So Guy Ritchie, being a Brit and all, wasn't circumcised.
He had one of those huge, uncut European cocks.
How do you know it was huge? Why are you fixated on the size?
I just gotta assume. Sounds good. When you say uncut, you gotta say huge uncut, because that sounds sexy. That's how I sell my dick to people before they see it. I'm like, it's huge and uncut. And they whip it out, and they're like, you're such a big fat liar.
You're neither huge nor uncut.
Yeah.
Anyway, because she was Jewish, Guy Ritchie had to get circumcised before they got married.
Oh.
Which, as an adult, is an enormously painful procedure.
I would imagine, yeah. He's also got a scar on his face, doesn't he?
That's how big his cock was. They had to start cutting at his face to get all the foreskin off. For some reason, it was attached. It used to look like a mole or something. And anyway, when he got divorced, how pissed was he, by the way, do you think, when they got divorced?
Put it back on. Give me back me foreskin. I miss it. Like a virgin.
That should have been in this. That should have been in the settlement. I want my skin back.
Yeah.
But it was
back.
too late. She'd already turned it into a concert costume. That's what I heard. True love in the news. Zsa Zsa Gabor and her husband are trying to have a baby.
Oh, I read that.
Zsa Zsa Gabor, by the way, is in the hospital on death's door with pneumonia and one leg. Her husband, Prince Frederick von Anhalt, I'm sure his last name isn't Anhalt, but that's how it came out. Mm-hmm. He's trying to have a baby via a surrogate. And the news came out today that he asked David Hasselhoff's ex-wife to carry the baby for them.
Okay, but can I just take a step back real quick?
I wish you would.
If he's providing the sperm,
yes,
and some surrogate is providing the egg and the womb,
well, it's not supposed to work that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does Zsa Zsa have to do with any of this?
She's got the cash.
I mean, I guess, right? Like, they keep saying, like, they're trying to have a baby, but she's probably not. I mean, she's not involved in any way, shape, or form. It sounds like
I'm guessing at 94, she doesn't have many eggs left.
That's what I'm saying. So it's it's weird, man. Like you wonder if she's even involved at a certain point.
Well, I think you may be onto something because she confirmed it. David Hasselhoff's ex-wife confirmed it, and she said that he told her that he would like to have her genes added to the mix for their child. So I think he just wants to fuck her, basically.
I mean, that's it, essentially, yeah. I've been watching this story, and I'm like, wait, it just sounds like he wants to fuck somebody.
And she's 47, by the way, Pamela Hasselhoff.
Right.
So she's not exactly the most viable candidate to have a baby either. I think they want to have an adult. That's what I'm thinking. Is that they don't even want to have a child. They want to take a 94-year-old woman's egg and put it in a 47-year-old woman and come out with an adolescent.
They want to have Brad Pitt, essentially.
That's what they'd like to have.
Nice.
Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore just announced this week he's getting his own TV show on MTV.
This thing's still going, huh?
He's getting a spin-off show, as is Snooki and JWoww and DJ Pauly D. They're all getting their own shows, and part of the deal is they keep doing the Jersey Shore shows. So we're going to see 4 or 5 shows with them in it every season.
Thank God they don't play music videos anymore, because now they've got all that airtime for fucking every spinoff of the Jersey Shore. NTV, New Jersey TV.
In a related story, Angelina from that show, she is pregnant, presumably by her boyfriend Dave Kovacs. They were engaged, but are no longer engaged. Dave Kovacs told the press this weekend that he broke up with Angelina. The reason, she was sleeping around. Surprise, surprise. Here's his story. I got a text from a firefighter who actually apologized for sleeping with Angelina, saying he just found out we were engaged. He also added that he found a pair of guys' underwear in her car. That was the final straw.
Right. Classy. Where'd you go? What happened? Your mind just shattered or something like that? I've had it with the human race.
I really am. I'm getting worn down. Every week we talk about these people. It's really starting to get to me.
Really?
I'm gonna have to start getting a blowgun and just putting darts in people.
This is the easiest way to deal with that.
All right, thank you.
Just don't look at that, man.
While we're talking about people that I hate, Justin Bieber. First of all, let me give a shout out to the Australian Garmy, who showed up in force, apparently, at the Justin Bieber concert in Sydney, Australia this week, where Justin was pelted with eggs while he was on stage.
Oh. That's so weird. Who would... it was at a concert?
His concert. Someone paid cash money for a ticket and then brought eggs in and threw them at him on stage. That's fucking commitment.
It is. That commitment level I can respect. Whipping eggs at anybody. Come on.
Here is some...
Especially a little boy. Think of what it does for...
Don't get soft on me.
Think of what it must do for his self-esteem. He gets hit by an egg, goes backstage. He's like, I wish they liked me.
I just wish he had been hit. Here's some advice for the Australian Garmy. A little warm-up in the parking lot before you actually go into the theater. 6 eggs were thrown. Not one hit their target.
Get out of here, really?
Here's the footage from Australian news of Justin Bieber being pelted with eggs, and you'll see they all miss him.
Pop star Justin Bieber has come under attack from flying eggs. The teen superstar was performing at Sydney's Acer Arena last night when 6 of them came out of nowhere. You can see 2 eggs fall first, then another 4. Thousands of die-hard screaming fans were apparently not enough to deter the egg thrower. They helped clean up the mess before the show went on.
Oh, he's dancing around the eggs, missing.
He's like a fucking ninja. He ducked he's like Neo up there, man. They're throwing eggs, he's seeing 0s and 1s.
I'm just saying, it's fucking Australia. Couldn't they get some emu eggs or ostrich eggs? Don't they have some bigger eggs down there? Platypus eggs or something? Bigger eggs may be the answer.
I might do it.
Now they're going to be searching us for eggs when we go into the concert. Now it's ruined. We had one shot. It's like when you get a chance to take out Hitler. And you don't. We had that chance. It was like Valkyrie, Tom Cruise, and a patch on his eye. They had one chance to take him out, and they fucked it up.
Bummer.
Rob Lowe's got an autobiography out. Finally. I can read Rob Lowe's story. He talks about on the set of The Outsiders, there were a lot of fisticuffs going on. See? Fisticuffs.
Is that like a gay thing?
No. Punching. Fighting.
Oh, just fighting each other.
Rob Lowe got into a fight with Tom Cruise. They came to blows.
Who did? Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise came to blows. Wink, wink. And Emilio Estevez also had a fight with Rob Lowe.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot, man.
What?
Just see him all shirtless, grappling and shit like that, man. And then he dances like in that scene in fucking Breakfast Club, all like angry. Emilio does that air punching, shatters glass and whatnot. Sexy.
The only person they didn't fight, they say, was Patrick Swayze, who apparently was too tough for any of them to take. Rob Lowe says he was too gnarly to fight.
Meaning he smelled?
No, he was too tough. He was a man's man.
They said, I'll take him on.
Yeah, because he was all dancey and whatnot.
That's right, he was a dancer, man.
Yeah.
They're like, let's fight.
Yeah, Roadhouse. You ever see fucking Roadhouse? He was Dalton, man.
Yeah,
Take your shit out right at the knee. Ah! I want you to be nice until it's time not to be nice. Roadhouse.
I remember the movie. Yeah.
Pain don't hurt.
I know, but it was
Pain don't hurt.
That's a movie, dude. That wasn't real. He also played a transvestite into Wong Fu.
That's true. Maybe that's what they meant by too gnarly.
I guess, yeah.
They had lead press on males. They didn't want to get
was in a big
scratched.
dress with boobs.
Yeah. Rob also adds in his autobiography that he has no regrets about that video that came out in 1989. That was him having sex with a 16-year-old girl on video.
Remember. I don't know if anybody in the audience would remember 1989, but yeah, I remember that.
There was a sex tape that was released, probably the first celebrity sex tape that I remember.
Yeah, of the modern age, that's for sure.
Rob Lowe having sex with a 16-year-old girl. I believe it was at a political convention or something, a political caucus or something. He was working at a political caucus. He says he doesn't regret the decision at all. Well, I guess he doesn't. He fucked a 16-year-old.
He got away with it.
Got away with it.
Yeah. He didn't get in trouble. He didn't get prosecuted or anything
Nope.
like that.
But he said it led him straight to rehab, and now he's got 20 years of sobriety under his belt.
Oh, right on.
Quitter. And he fucked a 16-year-old and didn't get arrested.
And he apparently fought Tom Cruise at one point.
That's right, they came to blows. While we're talking about inappropriate touching, former Miss USA Susie Castillo was all over the internet this week, complaining about an overzealous pat-down by a TSA employee. Apparently she was at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and she claims a TSA female agent got a little too touchy-feely when she got patted down. Yeah.
Really? Let's bring the lights down. Tell the story again. Really? A woman? Yeah. James, let's get a little sexy beat going, man, so we can tell this story again.
Susie didn't want to go through the scanner because she's afraid of radiation.
Okay.
So she opted for the pat down. Now, she said she had been patted down before. I bet she had. But this pat down went too far. We got some videotape of Susie talking about the pat down herself, if you'd like to see it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Sure, this woman was just doing her job, but she actually touched my vagina. And so I think that's why I'm crying, that's why I'm so emotional, because I'm already so upset that they're making me do this, making me choose to either get molested, because that's what I feel like, and or go through this machine that's completely unhealthy and dangerous. And I don't want to go through it. And
Yeah, you weren't molested, sweetheart, trust me.
Who is she talking to?
She filmed herself in the airport after it happened and put it up on the internet. That's how upset she was. She had to stop and make a movie. She was that pissed off.
That is, she seemed kind of intense about the whole thing.
Yeah, but
I don't do that machine either. I just got the pat down. I was flying back, and I don't like to go through that because it takes a naked picture of you, and I have a tiny dick.
Right.
So I don't want that on any hard drive anywhere. So they said, go through here. I said, no, I won't go through the other one. They said, then you're going to get the pat down. I said, well, I want the pat down. And they patted me down, and I came, and it felt good.
Oh, come on. But think about it. If you're a woman and you're smuggling a bomb in somehow, where are you going to put it?
Do you really think that she was being molested by a female agent?
No, I don't.
No, I think she was just probably doing her job.
I think she's a former Miss USA, and she's a little prissy pants, and someone touched her hoo-ha, and she got all upset.
Right.
And I think she liked it. That's right, madam. I agree.
Ew,
a little
that was
too
a
much.
woman saying
That's
it
why
too.
she's too upset. I'll show her molestation. You want to see molestation? You come to this show, young lady. Inappropriate touching.
Yes, that was just evil. We're in support of that, Ralph. They were like fucking Dementors, man. And you were like their Voldemort, and they were circling around you and shit. For what? For some love.
To be patted down? All right. See him after the show. Legal news.
Yes.
Tallulah Bell Willis got in trouble with the law this week.
Oh, no.
She is the 17-year-old daughter of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. She apparently was...
that's the youngest, correct?
She's 17 years old, I believe.
I think that's the last of the Demi Moore, Bruce Willis kids.
Because rumor's older.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like 50, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Tallulah and 3 friends were leaving a car with booze in their hands. Cop noticed them, pulled them over. They were all minors in the possession, and apparently Mom had to come down to bail them out.
Really?
Yeah. Bruce wanted to break them out of jail, I heard. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to put some C4 right up against the wall of the cell, blow it, had a helicopter waiting.
Jump
this,
out. Yeah.
But nothing happened. So, although if Bruce was your dad, wouldn't you drink? That's what I'm thinking.
No comment.
Thought I was gonna get something out of him.
Could you imagine fucking like you're the cop and you pull those kids over and one of them is that kid and you're like, one of their parents is gonna come, so I'm gonna meet a movie star.
That's right.
And you're just hoping that it's fucking Demi Moore.
Yeah.
As opposed to meeting him because.
And you had to get her out of bed and she's like in a nightshirt or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh my God, I'm sorry,
No.
one of my boobs is hanging out.
Oh.
I just got out of bed. Let me
My
put this
robe,
back. You know.
My high heels. That's all I had to put on was my high heels and this underwear.
Did I forget my G-string? Let
Yeah.
me bend
Oh,
over.
Jeez.
That'd be fantastic.
Starsky was in court this week from Starsky and Hutch. Paul Michael Glazer. Yeah. 68-year-old Paul Michael was in court because he's trying to get a restraining order against a stalker. Ooh. It's the woman who used to run his official website. Now she's stalking him. He claims she's irrational. He fears for his safety. He's a big star. But not to the judge. While in court, the judge asked Paul Michael Glaser, please describe your TV experience, because the judge had to claim he had no idea who he was.
A judge didn't recognize the Starsky of
No.
Starsky and Hutch? Wow.
That's when I'm like, you know what?
This
I'll
dude
keep
was
the
on-
stalker. Somebody who knows who I am,
And
I'll
this
take
dude was
it.
on one of the biggest fucking television shows in the history of television.
Monster
So much
hit.
so that even people who weren't alive then know that show, know the name. They don't know it well, but they've heard the name. And this judge has never fucking heard of this guy?
Mr. Glaser, can you please tell me who the fuck you are and why this crazy woman wants to be so near you?
I was Starsky. 68, dude. I might not recognize him either.
Anyway, he got his restraining order, so now his last fan has been banned from seeing him. That's kind of sad. Phil Spector's appeal to have his murder conviction overturned was rejected yesterday. Mm-hmm. Come on. Phil's innocent, right? He, of course, is serving a 19 years to life sentence for the murder of actress Lana Clarkson. Phil still maintains that his wig was the one who pulled the trigger.
He was the creator of The Wall of Sound?
He was. He was one of the biggest music producers in the world in the 60s and 70s.
He's in jail now?
He is in jail
He
as
can
we
meet
speak.
the wall of rape.
Andy Dick can't stay out of trouble. He was arrested for drunk and disorderly conduct at a Marie Callender's this week. That may be the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I'm mad at these pies. Oh, man.
How hard up do you have to be to get loaded at a Marie Callender's?
What a fucking bonus night that would be to be eating at the Marie Callender's. When that happens, you know, you don't go all the time, but every once in a while you're like, I feel like pie, let's go to Marie Callender's. And then somebody's always like, are you fucking high? And you're like, yeah, let's go to Marie Callender's. And you're there eating that fucking pie, and all of a sudden Andy Dick flips the fuck out. I'd be like, pie for everyone, Marie. I love Hollywood.
Give me another slice of that rum raisin.
What did he do?
How do you get fucked up at Marie Callender's? They have pie and gravy. Those are the only two things they serve.
That would fuck me up. What did he do?
He apparently was harassing employees with a load on. I've heard he's very touchy when he gets drunk.
Right.
And cops had to be called because, I don't know, he wouldn't stop handling the pies, I guess.
Jason Mewes, I guess, lived near him or around him. And he says he's a really nice guy. He says, but there's no barrier or perimeter between people. So Mewes says that he'll come into his house. Like all of a sudden Mewes will be playing a game and he'll like, hey, Jason. He'll turn around and Andy Dick's standing in his living room. And
with a pie?
No. He'll come right up to him though and he's just like, hey man, do you have anything? And Mewes is just like, no man, no. Why are you so close? And he's just like, why does it bother you? He says it sounds like an interesting cat, to say the least.
And lastly, Rick Springfield was arrested this week.
Oh.
Drunk driving.
He's going to jail?
Well, he was arrested for the suspicion of drunk driving. He's still got to face court, but he was pulled over on the PCH here in Southern California in his 1963 Corvette. He was driving with a blood alcohol level of 0.10, and the legal limit is 0.08, so he was over the limit, and he's going to have a court date on July 5th. I can't stress this enough, people. Take a page out of his book, and do not drink and drive a really cool classic car. If you're gonna drink and drive, get yourself a fucking beater that's just your drinking car. That's what I do. I got a nice Mustang, I leave that at home. When I go out and get loaded, I have like a Chevy Impala from the 70s that I have actually strapped spare tires to the perimeter of it. It's like a bumper car. And I'll just get shit-faced, but I'm pretty sure I will bounce off of anything, pretty much anything that I run into on the way home. So you don't take your 63 Vet out on a bender. It's just poor planning on Rick Springfield's part.
I have never heard of the concept of the drinking car.
Oh, yeah.
Keep a spare just to go out.
You gotta think ahead, Kevin.
Nice, well done, man.
Excuse me while I drink.
Do you think he goes to jail for something like that?
Probably not. I believe it's his first offense. He'll probably have to do some community service, hopefully with Lindsay Lohan or tits hanging out. Hey, can you believe how much money the fucking Fast 5 movie made?
How much did it make?
$85 million on its opening weekend.
Really?
Yes.
I've not seen any of those movies, so I can't be like, how is that possible? They must be good.
They're not.
No?
No.
Then do they give out blowjobs with the movie?
No. It's lost on me.
Then why does it make so much?
I don't know.
People want to see people in cars driving around and shit. People like Vin Diesel, I guess.
No, they don't.
Oh, dude, how is it making the money?
I don't know, but those aren't the answers.
All right, aliens, dude.
All right, aliens, I'll take. Yeah, $85 million in its opening weekend. Surprise, surprise, they've announced this week that there will be a Fast 6.
Here's the truth of this franchise, man. The last, not the one that just came out, but the one before it. What was that?
That was Fast 4.
Or the Fast and the Furious?
The fastest
like
and the most furious.
Yeah.
Faster and even more furiouser.
It was the one without, what's his face? He'd been out for a little while. Vin Diesel.
No, the last one had Vin. He came back for that.
Right, but he wasn't in it until the very, very end or something like that. Was that the one? There was one that they did. I think Justin Lin, who directed this.
Tokyo Drift.
Three was that
Tokyo
one.
Drift, so at the very end he comes back.
Yeah.
When they test screened that movie, I have friends who were involved in the process who were just like, I've never seen a reaction so fucking religious. Like when he popped up at the end, he was like, "Let's race," or whatever the fuck he said, or like Superman, or whatever the fuck. I didn't see it, but he said the fucking place erupted. It got 100% based on that moment alone. So at that point, Universal was just about to mothball the franchise and maybe do straight to video, and they were like, "Let's do one more with Vin Diesel, I guess." And then that fucking took off and reignited it. So we're gonna be with these cars for like 10 movies, I think.
I don't know, because Vin Diesel said he is done being an action star.
What's he gonna do instead?
He says, with age, you get to a place where you don't want to knock people out. You want to give people a hug.
There's no money in hugging.
There's no money in hugging, no.
Wow. He'll be back.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
He was in that movie, right?
Was in that movie. Added to the box office, I think, because a lot of people like The Rock.
They do. He's beloved, man. Except when he's doing those hockey movies back for kids.
Oh, the Tooth Fairy movie.
Yeah,
Fuck that shit.
He wasn't beloved then.
And what was the football one, too, where he had the little girl showed up on his doorstep who was his long-lost daughter.
That made a shit ton of money.
I'm going to put a tutu on my dog.
Yeah, the game plan. It made
Fuck that shit.
Oh, that made so much money.
I haven't done this in a while, but I think it's time. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has just announced his next project, so it's time for something we haven't done in a while. It's my Hollywood Doom prediction.
And now, Ralph Garman's Hollywood Doom Prediction! Brought to you by alcohol.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has just announced his next film. It will be a biopic of the country music star Charlie Pride.
I know who that is.
Charlie Pride was the first black country and western singer.
Kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about it when you're gone.
It's funny you should say that. I brought in a little Charlie Pride for
Was
people
I
to
close?
take a look. You're very close. Here's a little clip of the actual Charlie Pride singing that song. That was his #1 hit.
You got to kiss an angel good morning. Let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning. Over like the devil when you get back home.
That's cute. Like you kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. That's a song about anal, Ralph.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Charlie Pride, who wrote the first country and western song about anal, man. Polite anal, nice anal, like married anal. Like kiss her goodbye, respect her. But when you come back, it's hell on earth.
No one wants to see a movie about that dude.
I don't
and
know.
least of all, they want to see The Rock in a purple glitter suit singing that fucking song.
That's the other thing. The Rock is like 10 feet taller than Charlie Pride.
Yes.
Yeah.
And about 4 shades lighter.
It would be akin to me going, I'm going to play Gretzky in a movie. Just weird.
Gretzky's something somebody might want to see, though. Charlie Pride, no one gives a fuck.
I don't know. I'm kind of into it.
I mean, I know he was the first black country star, so you do have the scene where there's some redneck in a pickup going, "He's what?" You get that moment with the guy listening on the radio, right? Kissing angel. I like this song. What the fuck you say? What?
Yeah.
He's a what?
Well, I've learned something about myself.
I changed my mind. I like black people now. You got that scene. But other than that, no one wants to see this.
I'm in, though. I want to see it.
Hollywood Doom. I'm predicting Hollywood Doom.
I know. The last time you did this, it was for Green Hornet. That
didn't pan out so well, but
really.
still. While we're talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he is being credited as one of the first people to tweet the news that Osama bin Laden was dead.
Really?
Yes. Can you believe that? He had inside information. He tweeted it a full 8 minutes before the CBS reporter did that was currently being credited with breaking the news in the news industry. He was there. He had a dog with titanium teeth, and he went over the wall.
That's why they won't tell us who took the kill shot.
Because it was The Rock.
It was The Rock. They're like, how awesome is that? The Rock killed bin Laden.
He found out somehow from some source before anybody else knew. His tweet read, "Just got word that will shock the world. Land of the free, home of the brave, damn proud to be an American. What do you think of Charlie Pride?" No, but apparently he's being... Entertainment Weekly says he was the first guy to talk about Obama's death on Twitter.
That's strange.
Not Obama. That'd be wrong. Osama's death on Twitter. Wow. Secret Service come busting in here in a minute. This is interesting. This is just an interesting fact. Don't expect any laughs. But Twitter recorded an average of 3,000 tweets per second during 10:45 and 2:20 a.m. at the time when the news broke. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the first worldwide hated individual that's been killed in the age of social media. This would be like what it would be like if Hitler was killed if we had Twitter.
Or Miley Cyrus.
Or Twitler. Miley Cyrus. People would talk about that, I guess.
I'm just saying, now that we've got
I don't think
Osama
people would
out
be
of the
like,
way.
I'm proud to be an American over this.
We've got Osama out of the way.
Yes.
Bieber's being pelted with eggs. We're going along the right road.
She seems to be going away herself, Miley Cyrus.
Oh, this fucking bitch.
Why? Why are you mad at her?
Did you see the
now?
latest news this week on
No.
this video out of Ecuador where she was in concert in Ecuador and she decided it would be a good idea to cover Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Do you have video?
Why, Kevin, I'm glad you asked. Here's Miley covering Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. First of all, she dances like Elaine from Seinfeld. That's what everyone's saying. But more importantly, she led into the song saying, "A lot of fans have come up to me and tell me that I inspire them and make them want to follow their dreams. So on this tour, I want to be able to do the music that inspired me and made me want to be on this stage here tonight." Nirvana inspired her? Fucking bullshit.
Do you think she was even alive when Nirvana was
No,
happening?
I don't think she was alive when Kurt Cobain was alive. What is she, 17? How long's he been dead? Years, right?
Yeah.
She didn't grab a guitar and start busking in some terminal someplace playing for nickels and dimes. She put on a fucking wig, sang Party in the USA. Bullshit. Unacceptable. Cannot happen.
Fair enough. We'll make sure she wears a flannel shirt next time.
She's on the list. Casting news, Arnold Schwarzenegger has chosen his first movie since being the Terminator.
Wait, since the first movie will not be a new Terminator, so it's not happening now?
No, he's not doing the Terminator. He's doing a movie, but it's not the Terminator.
But first they said it was going to do a Terminator,
Not
right?
doing Terminator.
But now he's not doing Terminator.
No. He's left the governorship. His first movie is going to be called Cry Macho, which is about Rob Lowe fighting Tom Cruise. No, it's based on a book about a troubled, aging horse trainer who needs retirement money, so kidnaps his boss's 11-year-old son and tries to get money from his boss's wealthy Mexican ex-wife. That's gonna be a fucking movie. I can't tell if it's a comedy, if it's action, if it's a drama.
It's not a tumor. It's not a movie.
I'm tired of training these horses. So you 11-year-old, get in the truck with me if you want to live.
Where did
don't you leave me alone,
Now
tough
get
man.
in the truck because we have to go and get money from the Mexican mother of yours.
You're sure not acting like a governor.
Credits.
That's the movie right there.
That's the whole movie. It's not a long movie. John Gotti, this movie they're making about him with John Travolta playing the mobster, just got a new cast member. Kelly Preston is going to be playing his wife. Of course,
that's a stretch.
Travolta's real-life wife, Kelly Preston. They're going to have to pretend to be heterosexual and in love with each other. I don't think either of them has the chops, quite frankly. Lindsay Lohan, of course, stars in the movie as well. And Travolta's daughter, Ella Blue, is also playing his daughter. So they've got all the bases covered in terms of SAG insurance for the next couple of years for his family. They got a new director for that film, by the way. Barry Levinson
right on,
has
man.
decided to either direct that or just kill himself. And so he's going to do that instead. I think he made the wrong choice. When your wife was pregnant, did she read that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting?
Cover to cover.
Everybody reads that book. If you got a baby, they tell you got to read that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting.
It's the manual. It used to be that Dr. Spock book, and then now they give you this.
Peace, live long, and placenta.
Different Dr. Spock.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
Placenta soup.
What to Expect When You're Expecting is sort of, it's a self-help book. It gives you an idea of what's going to happen to your body and how it changes over the time that you're pregnant for that 9 months.
Right.
It's not really a novel.
No.
But they're making a movie about it. Cameron Diaz is going to star in the movie What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Whoa.
I should have saved my Hollywood Doom prediction. I just realized at this moment. I wasted it on The Rock.
That's so weird. That'd be like taking that fucking when you're on a plane and you pull that card out of your chair
The
that
safety
shows you what to
instructions?
do. Yeah, they're like, let's make that a movie. Like, it's not really anything that lends itself to a 3-act structure.
No,
they're just going to take the
doesn't.
name. That's
Like
it.
the warning on matches, close cover before striking, coming to a theater near you.
And then in Hollywood, they'd be like, does it have to be a match?
No. The thing they put in packing crates, do not eat. The silica packets, do not eat. Starring Vin Diesel. Casting call, Stephen Collins has been cast as the villain in the Three Stooges movie. Yeah, he's the villain in the piece.
Stephen Collins?
Yeah. Remember Stephen Collins? He was the dad on Seventh Heaven. Yeah.
He's the villain?
Yeah. Sean Hayes has been announced as Larry. Larry David is going to play a nun. When did this movie become an episode of The Love Boat all of a sudden? The fuck? Bradley Cooper's been offered the role of the devil in the film version of the classic novel Paradise Lost. It's the story of the battle between Michael and Lucifer, the archangels, and the story of Adam and Eve. And as we all know, Bradley Cooper is one of only 2 actors working today, Ryan Reynolds being the other. So he must be offered every role.
Man, they look like they're split from the same DNA a little bit.
Rachel Weisz has just been signed to star in the new movie Oz the Great and Powerful, the prequel to The Wizard of Oz. James Franco will star as a fast-talking snake oil salesman who ends up in Oz and becomes the wizard, but cannot host the Wizard Awards, apparently, that happened in Oz that year. Mila Kunis is one of the witches, Rachel Weisz plays one of the witches, and apparently Bradley Cooper will play the other witch. I don't think he said yes yet. Chris Hemsworth, we're talking about him as Thor. He is being offered the role of the Huntsman in Snow White and the Huntsman. This is the retelling of the Snow White story. Kristen Stewart starring as Snow White.
A lot of support for that project.
Audiences will be rooting for the poisoned apple, I guess. Go Apple. Well, Charlize Theron is playing the evil witch.
She's the queen?
Evil queen, yeah. That's going to skew the audience's anticipation completely, because you're going to want her to murder Snow White.
Right away.
And Bill Murray has landed a role as Franklin Delano Roosevelt in a drama called Hyde Park on the Hudson. It'll be about President Franklin Roosevelt's visit with King George VI during the war. King George VI? He's my favorite king.
That was a lot of enthusiasm, man. One dude's alone. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Woo!
I support it.
I love that guy. The story focuses on the visit and also Roosevelt's alleged affair with his distant cousin Daisy. Daisy Roosevelt. Yeah, that's where the daisy chain came from, apparently. That's the phrase.
Roosevelt had an affair with a cousin?
That's word on the street.
Really?
Did you ever see his wife?
Eleanor.
Yeah.
Hot.
Oh, Franklin, give me a sugar cube.
Well, he was no fucking prize. I saw him.
His legs didn't work, but other than that, he was a good-looking guy.
No.
He used to ride her around the rose garden. Come on, Eleanor. One more lap.
You went old-timey with it. Nice.
Maxim released their list of the hottest 100 women in the world this week. I'll just give you some of the top 5. How about that? Number 5 was Mila Kunis at 5. How about that? Number 4 was Cameron Diaz.
What?
What the what?
What to expect?
It's happening already, man.
I
That
didn't expect
project's
it, that's for
taking
sure.
speed.
Katy Perry was 3rd. Olivia Munn was 2nd.
Ooh, hold on 1 second.
Wow.
There was a lot of dissent from this corner. What was that boo all about? You know her or something like that? You work for her? You just can't stand her? Whoa!
I have to agree, she is sort of middle range.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard. That's what a.
Olivia Munn is hot if you're at the Orange Julius and she's the one waiting on you. If you're at the food court and she's giving you the Wetzel pretzel, you're like, oh, I'd fuck her. She's Dairy Queen hot. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
coming from a girl, man. That's so weird.
But number two, that's way out of whack.
That sounds so fucking strange. Like, that's a guy thing. She's Dairy Queen hot. I'd fuck her in a Dairy Queen bathroom. And it's coming from a woman.
I'd give her the
What's
blizzard.
your name? Christine. You're so interesting.
Well, Christine has a point. Olivia Wilde is 15th on the list.
Who is that? We always do this.
You
Who
say
is
this
that?
every
I know.
time I
Who
bring
is
up
that?
Olivia Wilde.
She's
She's on House. She's in Cowboys and Aliens.
She was in Tron.
She's in Tron.
Which I did not
She's a stunner. Scarlett Johansson is 14th. January Jones from Mad Men is 12th.
She's very attractive.
Jennifer Lawrence from Winter's Bone is 10th. Natalie Portman is 8th. Olivia Munn is 2nd, is what we're saying.
Yeah, but
Dairy
that's a maxim.
Queen.
It's a maxim.
DQ.
Okay.
And
But who's this?
Number 1 is Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. She is a Victoria's Secret model who is the star of Transformers: Dark of the Moon, the upcoming Transformers movie. I don't have a picture of her, no, but I'm guessing Maxim has plenty of pictures of her, and that's why she's number 1 on the list.
Right. That's arbitrary, Ralph. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that list.
Well, Christine will be happy to hear that. Katy Perry's on the list. We were talking about her. She grew up in a very religious household, Kevin.
I just heard that this week. I didn't know that prior.
Both of her parents were evangelical ministers.
Really?
She was not allowed to use the phrase deviled eggs in her house. You know the delicacy, the deviled egg? One of my favorite foods. It's the egg with the yolk whipped with mustard and stuff and then put back into the egg white. I could eat those all fucking day.
Yeah.
She can't say deviled eggs. In her house, they were called angel eggs.
What they call devil dogs?
Angel dogs.
What they call the devil? An angel?
She said
backwards,
it was
man.
the D word.
The D
You
word?
weren't allowed to pronounce the D word in her house. They weren't allowed to buy a Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner. That's
outta
not a
here.
joke. That's for reals.
So let's say they were going to see a hockey game in New Jersey.
Nope.
Who's playing?
No.
Really?
No D word announced in their house at any time. That's why now she's fucking a Doctor Who lookalike. And she kissed a girl and she liked it.
Yeah, man. Not
This
her
is why
parents.
This is why when I was a kid we'd go to the Catholic school dances because these girls were just waiting to get off the leash.
Was she Catholic? She wasn't Catholic though, right?
Well, it was some born again nutty bullshit. But I thought that was tragic. Tragic that she was trapped in a house like that.
That's not trapped. I mean, you know, so what? You can't say the word devil. It's all right.
Good point.
It's not so bad.
You're right.
It all worked
It's
out
bad.
for her,
Yeah.
man. Just enough suppression, a healthy amount of suppression where she's like, I'm going to write songs that are like PG-13 dirty.
What's Justin Bieber doing in her house?
Can't do her voice, man.
Simon Cowell is richer than Elton John, Mick Jagger, and Sting. Does that seem right?
Well, that show's popular, isn't it? Very popular.
He's got a bunch of shows. He's got the X Factor in the UK, which is a huge hit. It's coming to the States. They released a list of the biggest money makers in England when in the music business. He is worth $618 million. Elton John's only worth $322 million. Fucking broke. Mick Jagger, $313 million. Sting, $297 million. Paul McCartney is worth $816 million. He is second on the list, above them all. But Cowell,
even now, after that divorce,
even
we had to
after
give it
that,
up?
yes.
Wow.
And the news broke this week that he's getting married again.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I imagine this time there'll be something put in place where he doesn't have to give up all that money.
Why does he have to get married?
He doesn't know how to hire a prostitute.
But he can date this broad as long as he doesn't have that much longer to go. He just hang out with her. Well, it's true. What's he, 68, 67?
64.
He's not 64. I'm just saying, look, the love of your life died already, right?
Yes.
So you learned your lesson with Stumpy. Hoppy the gold digger took all your money. And so you learned that now I'm just going to keep the company of a lady for as long as I have left. We don't have to get married. Kevin, answer me. Why is he doing it?
He's different. Go back to his music, man. What is it? Some people want to fill the world with silly love songs. Not him. He wants to fill women with his dick.
You can't do that unless you're married. All right, show's almost...
Maybe it's a Liverpudlian thing. Like
think
maybe it's just like, we have to get married in order to have sex. You do it. I can't do the voice.
We have to get married before we have sex. That's why Ringo wouldn't fuck me. He's right, I wouldn't fuck him. But I fucked him, but I'm dead.
Wait, do the last one.
I'm John. Oh, you do George? I'm dead too.
That wasn't George.
George always talked out the side of his mouth.
Did he? Like Connery?
You guys, that's Fab and Gotti.
That's not bad. You could do all four Beatles?
Yeah, I can.
Hold on. Go ahead. Let me see. I need something with four things in it.
I'll do a little scene from Hard Day's Night for you.
Okay.
That's my grandfather. He's a clean old man. Yeah, he is. I've seen him. He's very clean. Oh, he is clean, but he licks fun of my nose. I don't know what I say, but I've got brain cancer. George didn't talk a lot in that movie. All right, one more story, and then we're going to see how big Liam Neeson's cock is, okay?
Yes, bitch.
Before we get to Liam Neeson's massive cock, this is my favorite story of the week, and I don't want to ignore it. Apparently, now that they're all dead, we can talk about the fact that after the horrible events of 9/11, Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marlon Brando all got into a rent-a-car and took a road trip together.
This sounds like the beginning of a dirty joke.
I know you've said you're going to quit making movies after you hit somebody, but you got to make one more movie. Michael Jackson did 2 shows in New York City at Madison Square Garden on September 7th and September 10th. The next day, 9/11 happened. He had his special guests there, Marlon Brando, 77 years old, and Dame Elizabeth Taylor, 69 years old, there with him at the time. They were so panic-stricken by the events of 9/11, as everyone in New York was at the time, and they couldn't get a flight out, so they rented a car, and the 3 of them drove across country trying to get back to Los Angeles.
Which one drove, man? Like, that's... Who's behind the wheel?
I'm hoping they took turns.
Can you do all the voices? Can you do everyone in the car?
Elizabeth, your turn. I'm getting a cramp. I want us to pull over because I see there's the Burger King over there and that truck stop. And I'm really in the mood for a chicken sandwich. I'm not kidding. They say this is the story.
Wait. You don't have an Elizabeth Taylor?
No one does.
Just try one. Do the fucking. Don't you know? Do him, dude. That's your Elizabeth Taylor.
Hello, I'm Dame Elizabeth Taylor, don't you know? I was great in Cleopatra. I'm not fucking around when I say, and this comes from Jackson's People, that Brando kept pissing the other two off by demanding to stop at almost every Kentucky Fried Chicken and Burger King restaurant he saw along the way.
Could you imagine, man? He was like, pull over, I gotta take a piss. They're like, use the cup.
I tried to use the cup, but I lost it in my folds. I like flame broiling.
You like flame broiling?
That's why I like Burger King. All right, how big is Liam Neeson's cock? I don't know.
Let's find out.
Let's ask the question.
Oh, we can't help but wonder, how big is Liam Neeson's cock?
Like it.
Liam Neeson's cock is a Tumblr. You can go to liamneesonscock.tumblr.com. Tumblr.
I thought that was the beginning of the routine, like it's Batman's Tumblr or something like that.
I want to keep the jokes coming in, so I want people to go there and add their
Always
own.
with the address.
These are some of our favorites from this week. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, every horse ride turns into a joust. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, you can walk across it to get to Asgard. Appropriate this week.
Yeah, timely.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, he was able to join the Mile High Club without flying. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it's ashamed of how small its human is.
That's good.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big that after sex, Liam Neeson goes limp. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, when he gets crabs, he doesn't use a lotion to get rid of them, he uses artillery. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it has injured more people than Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, donkeys in Mexico pay to see him fuck a woman.
This is a good concept,
Good batch.
man. It's really fucking good.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it's literally impossible to make his Madame Tussauds statue stand straight upright.
Too long.
Yeah. And poorly delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it's an anagram for Sonic Semen Cloak. It is. If you rearrange the letters in Liam Neeson's cock, it comes out Sonic Semen Coke.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, if placed carefully, it can almost hide Ralph's eyebrows. Wait a minute, what the fuck? That's some bullshit right there. Take a look at these before the show.
On your face, dude. I didn't think so.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, Curtis Mayfield wrote a soundtrack for it. I don't know what that means, but I liked it. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, when he was in the womb, it looked like his mom had a huge dick too. I'm assuming it was hanging out.
Good.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, trying to comprehend it puts Stephen Hawking in the chair.
Oh, that was good.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, when Quint from Jaws saw it, he said, "I'll catch this cock for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. It's not like going down the pond chasing bluegills and Tommy cods. This cock, swallow you whole. Little shaking, little tenderizing, and down you go. And we gotta do it quick. That'll bring back your tourists. But all your business is on a paying basis. But it's not gonna be pleasant. I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for $3. I'll catch him, and I'll kill him for $10. But you've got to make up your minds. If you want to stay alive, then ante up. You want to play it cheap or be on the welfare all winter? I don't want no volunteers. I don't want no mates. There's just too many captains on this island. $10,000 for me by myself. For that, you get the head, the shaft, the whole damn thing."
For Hollywood Babble-On this week, I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Carmen.
Babble the fuck off, everybody. Good night.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman.